just come out of camp on a Monday morning that is dull, seemingly without life or interest. But before I could even do my little introduction to the safari spotlight, we found ourselves the large bottom of a resting rhinoceros. Now, the large bottom of a resting rhinoceros is not necessarily the most appealing thing to look at, so I think we'll get a bit closer and see if we can see its head. My name is James Henry, and on camera is Cameron, the enormous. So we've actually got three of them, not just the one, not just the two, but the three. And this is the bull, the cow, and the calf that spend much of their time here on Djuma Private Game Reserve. So probably a morning of grazing, followed by an early morning snooze, which will be followed by more grazing, possibly a drink, more snoozing, more grazing, more drinking, more snoozing. And the cow's is up. You can see the notches there on her ears, which were put there. Oops, she's got a little dust in her schnoz. Those notches in her ears put there during her horn trimming. There is no sun, and so there's not much by way of birdsong, just the old francolin, and of course the oxpeckers are up and looking for delicious ticks filled with blood. Yum, what a breakfast. Bit of a yawn and a cough there, I think. Only mix of colours there, with the red and the grey. A little drop of yellow in the eye. And his three oxpeckers. And now attendant, terrifying fork-tailed drongo. Alright, they've headed off into some thick bush, so we are going to continue and see what else we can find. The real goal today, I guess, would be to come and check the northern boundary. There was rumour of the Kambula male lions coming in here yesterday evening, so I thought I'd just go and see what we can find. But I've been away for a while, so it's always nice to just kind of go out and see what's happening on the reserve. Show yourself to us, we want to have a look at you. This is a very good example of camouflage. Or there are two kinds of being invisible out here. One is camouflage and the other is just hiding behind something thick. And often people make the mistake. They say, oh, look how well camouflaged that animal is, when actually it's hiding behind a piece of vegetation that a pink elephant could very successfully hide behind. This elephant is not behind some very thick stuff, and you begin to notice him when he moves. But if he's not moving, he's almost impossible to see, but for that white tip to his tusk. Finally he's come out. He's found some courage, perhaps decided that we don't want to harm him in any way. He's got a very thin set of tusks, and I think he'll be lucky to keep them into his old age. In fact, let's see if he turns his head again. I think the tip has broken off. Yeah, it has. The tip has broken off his right tusk. And that's because they're not very thick. Now, that's most likely just genetics that have made his teeth that thin, but it could also have been some sort of nutritional deficiency earlier on, or some other factor that we don't really understand. Doesn't really want to be seen by us, and so I think we'll move on. Now, When I was a younger man, climbing trees was something I used to enjoy doing. And I have climbed this tree before many times, but I have not seen in it a leopard orchid like I've just spotted now. And I thought, well, no lions in the offing, no leopards in the offing, nice and calm down here in the riverbed. Let's see if we can go and have a look at that leopard orchid. This could be a scene of extreme injury or gentle comedy. The first thing I have to do is reach this branch without falling on my butt. Right, here we go. Let's hope I can get there in one. Rolling?
Rolling.
Right, well that's that. Buffels Hook Dam, the northeastern corner of Djuma. We're just having a little listen, a bit of a break. Beautiful female bearded woodpecker there. And she's found herself a cache of caterpillars, or not caterpillars actually, probably some sort of beetle larvae that have been growing quietly in holes around that area. No luck on the lion front, but this is a spectacular sighting of a bearded woodpecker. That's great. Look at the accuracy with which she's smashing that tree. So probably widening a hole that's been drilled here by a wood-boring beetle. Yep, there we go. And the larva has unfortunately met its end. Sorry, beetle larva. Great array of plains animals are here on the clearings outside our camp. Wildebeest and impala. A little bit of light coming out now, but it's been a very grey, dull morning, and I think that the blustery nature of the morning has drawn the wildebeest and impala into this clearing. They just feel much safer on a windy day like today, when they don't have the leaves rustling around them, precluding their hearing the approach of impending doom in the form of lion or leopard or hyena or wild dog even. That is a male baboon carrying a baby. I initially thought this male baboon was carrying a youngster, but also thought that the youngster looked extremely floppy. And it turns out that this big male had in fact killed the youngster. Why, we're not sure. Infanticide is common in primates, especially baboons, and why he was carrying the carcass around is really not clear. But he was clearly quite stressed, that's why he was running away, and carrying the dead infant and possibly the mother trailing behind afterwards. Well, it's been an interesting morning out here. Blustery but peaceful. And we've had pachyderms, wildebeest, impala, lots of nice birds, and to close it off, some baboons having breakfast. And so it is, I think, that as our primate cousins sustain themselves with breakfast, we shall go home and do the same.